Hello students, welcome to Umadevi Children Academy. Students, today we are discussing the topic is mechanism of adsorption and types of adsorption. So in this mechanism we will discuss about the why adsorption will be occurs and how it occurs. So we will discuss here and the what are the types of adsorptions and their reason behind that. All these things we are discussing today topics. Yes students. Okay, the first the topic is mechanism of adsorption. So in this mechanism of adsorption in which we are try to understand that the what is adsorption and the how it occurs. So adsorption means already we know that the any particles, the either the solid, liquid or gases particles which are occupy only on the surface of the material called as a adsorption. Either any solid particles or liquid particles or gaseous particles occupy only on the surface of the material called as a adsorptions. Yes, students. Okay, I will give an example, students. Okay, the solid material in which the dust particles are occupying, solid surface in which the dust particles are occupying. So dust particles are occupying the solid surface, so that is the one of the adsorptions. And the solid surface in which the liquid droplets are occupying here, that is a type of adsorptions. Or the one of the example we are discussing the last year, hydrogenation reaction, the platinum metal surface the hydrogen gas are occupying, so that is a type of adsorption. So only on the surface is occupying, so that is we call it the adsorptions. Right, students? So adsorption arises due to the fact the surface particle adsorbate not the same environment of the particle inside the bulk. Right, students? So what is that mean, students? So the any surface particle, this is the inside layer of the surface, the inside layer of this material. So inside layer, I mentioned the inside layer, I mentioned here the particle A. Right, students? So these are the A particles. Just a minute. So these are the A particles. A particles material, that is adsorbent, the adsorbent. Right. So when you observe this adsorbent, these are the outer layer, these all are outer layer, these are outer layer. Right? These are all are outer layer, and this 1 2 3 4, these are the inner layer. Right? You the these are 1 2 3 4, these are the inner layers. Right, students? These are the inner layer and remaining are the outer layers. Right? So when you look at this inner layer particles, these are the inner layer particle. So inner layer particles, the getting the proper amount of attraction from all the sides, all the sides from which they are getting the proper 100% of attractions. Right? 100% of attraction they are getting. But in this inner layer, what about the outer layer? The outer layer in which this particle, this A particles, this A. So these are the corner layers. The corner layer, they are getting attraction from you only on the from the one side. One. They are getting attraction from one side, and this is the second attraction. They are getting attraction only from the two sides. one from the bottom of the element, one from the adjacent element. They are getting the proper attractions, right students? But they are not getting the attraction from the top sides. They are not getting attraction from the top side. So that's why to getting the attraction, to stabilize themselves, they attract the some dust particles or liquid particles, solid dust or liquid dust, or liquid or the some gases particles. They are attracted when the outer layers are attract the partially, not permanently, partially. When they are attract the solid dust particles or liquid particles or gases particles, these outer layer particles, they feels themselves, they feels more stable. They are feel the more stable because they are getting attraction from this side also. Something would be covered over this layer, so that they are getting the more attraction. So that's why these are the most stable element, right students? So students, so that's why, students, the surface particles adsorbent is not same. The surface layer adsorbent is not same as compared to the inside, right? when you compare the when you compare the inside attractions and the surface layer attractions, both are different. Inside the particles, they are getting the proper amount of attraction as compared to the outer layer. So that's why the outer layer, they stabilizing themselves. They want to attract the either dust particles, liquid particles, or gaseous particles. So right students, okay. Inside adsorbent, all forces of attracting, the forces acting between the particle are mutually balanced, and the particles, surface particles, are not surrounded by the atoms, molecules, other kind of the all sides. Hence they are unbalanced, the residual attractive forces. Now what are the figure I given students? That is only the answer here, that is only explained here. So the inside layer particles, so these are the inside layer particles. Just I mention the name A. Once again I am drawing this figure students, right? Okay, so look at your students. So these are the inner layer particles which are getting the proper amount of attraction from all the sides. This is also getting the attraction from all the sides. This is also getting the attraction from all the sides. From all the sides they are getting the proper attractions. But these are surface layers. These all are surface layer. Surface layers, they getting attraction from adjacent side as well as the bottom of the element. So that's why the surface layers are attract the some species to stabilize themselves, and that's why they are show the attractions, right friends? The forces of attraction, the forces of adsorbent responsible for the attracting the adsorbate particle or the adsorbate on the surface. The forces of adsorbent, that is the material responsible for the attracting the adsorbate particle on its surface. The extent of adsorption increases with increasing surface area. If surface area less, the size is small, the small size of the volume of the cube, so it attract the less particles, it attract only 4 particles. If surface area large, it attract the more number of particles. Look at the students, we attract only 1 2 3 4 because less surface area. But here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, it attract the 11 particles here. So surface area increases, increasing the adsorption. So the surface area per unit mass of adsorbent, adsorbent increases, increasing the adsorptions at a given temperature and pressure. Right students? So another important factor, the adsorption, is the heat adsorption. What is heat adsorption, students? When the any particle I am taken as a P, which attract the adsorbent, we try to attract the adsorbent, during in which, when they are attracted here, during in which they are liberating amount of heat. Already in the chemical bonding or any other, last year many chapters we have discussed, when two particles are attract with each other, they are liberating amount of heat. Similarly, when the particles are the dust particle, liquid particle, or gaseous particles, when they are tried to attract the surface of adsorbent, they are liberating amount of heat, right? They are liberating amount of heat. This is called as the heat of adsorption, or the one more name is enthalpy of adsorption. Enthalpy of adsorptions, right? And that is called the enthalpy of adsorptions, right? So during the adsorption, there is always decrease the residual forces, van der Waals force of attraction, and any other bond, any other binding force. There is a decreased surface energy and appears as a heat. So when any kind of particles, doing the adsorption, the whatever the particles are there, gaseous particles or liquid particles or the solid dust particle, when they are attracted toward the adsorbent, they attract the adsorbent through a van der Waals force of attractions, or you may say the dispersion force or the London force through this attracted. So adsorption invariably exothermic process. Adsorption, what is the adsorption is there? Adsorption is an exothermic process, student. It is not an endothermic. Why? Because already we are discussed here, when the particles are attracted during in which they are liberating amount of heat. Heat is liberated. So that's why it is the exothermic process. In other words, delta H adsorption is negative. It is exothermic. If it is exothermic, means definitely delta H is negative. So when gas is adsorbed, the freedom of movement is restricted. Once the gas particles or any particle attract on the surface of the adsorbent, after that this adsorbent surface occupying the particle P, so it after the attracting this particle movement, it is a freedom, the movement becomes decreases. When have you seen in atmosphere, the many dust particles are there, they are move randomly along with air. When dust particles are occupying the surface of any material, right? Dust particles are occupying the surface of any material, then the dust particle remains there occupied. They cannot travel along with the air. They remains occupied on the surface of the material. So it means their movement becomes decreases. Their movements are decreased. Movement decrease means the entropy is decreases here. Right, students? So the decrease entropy, movement decrease means decrease entropy. Look at here. This is charcoal surface. In this charcoal surface, the dust particles are occupying here. Right, students? The dust particles are occupying here. Once the dust particles are occupied here, it means they are unable to remove from this place. So once the gas particles are occupied on the surface of the any material, either charcoal or any other metals, they cannot be departed from this place. they cannot be departed because they are fixed. They are showing the kind of attraction, the material getting the kind of attraction from the adsorbate. So it means adsorbate and adsorbent between them attain the van der force of attraction. To do the van der force of attractions are attained between the adsorbate. So that's why adsorbate particles are the remains attracted to the adsorbent, and they are decreases their entropy. Entropy means their moment. The liquid particle moments are decreased, gas particle moments are decreased, or the solid particle moments are decreased. So delta S is negative here. So adsorption accompanied by decreased enthalpy as well as the entropy. So in which during the adsorption, entropy and enthalpy both are negative. Entropy negative and enthalpy also negative because they are decreased here. For a spontaneous process, thermodynamic requirement, the constant temperature and pressure delta G is negative. The decreased Gibbs energy. Gibbs energy means the energy required to do some useful work, that is called Gibbs energy. So during the adsorption, the adsorbate and adsorbent both are lost their energy. The enthalpy decreases, lost their energy. Energy loss along with the entropy also loss. So that's why the decrease the Gibbs energy, and this is a spontaneous process. Delta G is equal to delta H T minus S. Enthalpy decrease, so that's the T minus, and the entropy also decrease here. Delta H is negative and delta S is also negative. So delta negative, so that is the delta G also negative. So this is the spontaneous process. So delta G negative, that if delta H is highly negative value and T delta S positive. Thus the adsorption process, the spontaneous process, this is a spontaneous process. This is a spontaneous process. For this process we don't need any extra energy or any activation energy. We can't need. We don't need any external forces, external temperature, external pressure, or the activation energy. We can't need. We don't need. Right? It occurs spontaneously itself only. So these two factors make delta G negative. Delta H negative, enthalpy decrease, entropy decreases. So that's why delta G also negative adsorption process. So delta H is less, and delta H becomes delta H is equal to delta Ts. If delta H, sorry students, delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. If delta H is equal to T delta S, then what happens students? In this case, the equal to sign means there is a equilibriums are attained here, right? Equilibriums attained between the adsorbate and adsorbent. Their equilibrium is attained here. The next is students, the types of adsorption. So adsorptions are two types. They are classified as two types: physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. First one is the physical adsorption. There are mainly two types of adsorption in the gas on solid. If accumulation of gas on the surface of the solid occurs account of van der force of attraction, the adsorption term as the physical adsorptions. Physical adsorption, it means the accumulation of the solid surface, the accumulating the gaseous particles. How they are accumulated? The accumulated through the van der force of attractions. Students, the gaseous particles, whatever the gas particles are there, the gaseous particle and the solid between them, attain the van der force of attraction. So through the van der force of attraction, gas particle attracted to the solid surface. So it means the physical adsorption in which the van der force of attractions are attained. Students, Physical adsorption in which the van der Waals force of attractions are attained here. It is a weak forces. Simply the weak forces are light force between the adsorbate and the adsorbent. That's students. So, sometimes the process occurs simultaneously. The not easy to the ascertain the type of the adsorption. It is not easy to identify. Sometimes the physical and the chemical adsorptions are occur simultaneously, students. The physical adsorption, low temperature, low temperature, and passes into the chemical adsorptions. So it means the when the adsorbate and adsorbent, when they are attract with each other, the adsorbate and adsorbent, when they are, it is the particles, the solid surface, and this is the particle, any particle, gas, solid or liquid, any particle. So when they are attract with each other, attract with, during the attraction, the initially, the when the particles are occupying on the solid surface, the particle and the adsorbate, or you may say adsorbate and the adsorbent, between them attain the weak window for the attraction. So that's why it is called as a physical adsorption. But after some time, the particle P, which is turns into P2, particle P which turns into P2, it means it undergoes the chemical adsorptions are occurs here. Students, initially it becomes physical adsorption when they accumulated on the surface of the material adsorbent. After some time, the P undergoes the some chemical reactions are occurs. It means the P particle absorbing the energy from the adsorbent, then its undergo chemical reaction occurs, and it P turns into P2. So that is the chemical adsorption. It means the sometime the physical adsorptions and chemical adsorption occurs simultaneously. The same process. Look at here. The hydrogen gas on the surface of the nickel by the van der Waals force of attraction. Hydrogen gas on the surface of the nickel, on the surface of nickel. So nickel is the adsorbent and the hydrogen gas is the adsorbate. Characteristics of physical adsorption or physioabsorptions. Lack of specificity. The surface of the adsorbent, whatever the adsorbents are there, the adsorbent cannot show any kind of the specific response, the specific attraction to the gas particles. Right, students. It cannot show any kind of specific response, specific attraction to the gas particle. It shows the uniform van der Waals force of attraction, uniform van der Waals force of attraction to the all the gas particles. Right, students. So either you may use the substance, or in which you may use the nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. This adsorbent will show the equal attraction to the all the gas particles. Right, students? Okay. So nature of adsorbate. So what type of adsorbates are adsorbates? We show the more adsorptions here. The nature of adsorbate. So in which, students, the gas particle who is more easily liquefiable, gas particle which is more easily liquefiable. So tell me, the which gas is more easily liquefiable? So sorry, what type of gas are more easily liquefiable? Any idea, students? Okay, I will tell you, students. The gas particles are liquefiable which show the strong interaction or strong attraction, right? Strong intermolecular forces. The gas particle which having the strong intermolecular forces, such gas which is more easily liquefiable, right? So look at it, students. If I am using the A and B particle, here the A particles and A particle which show the both gas particles which show the strong attraction with each other, strong attraction. If there is strong attraction, strong intermolecular forces are present between the A gas and the next A gas, strong intermolecular force of attraction present, so it is more easily liquefiable from A2 and more easily liquefiable. But here B, we show weak intermolecular force of attraction with each other, right? The weak attraction intermolecular force is present, so it is less liquefiable. The here I mentioned the strong solid line. It is the strong, the A particle which is the strong attraction. The A particle attract with the next A particle with the strong attraction, strong intermolecular force of attraction. So that's why such gas which is more easily liquefiable. B particle and the next B particle which cannot show the which show the less intermolecular force of attraction with each other, so that's why it is less liquefiable. So more easily liquefiable gas, that is a more easily liquefiable adsorbates or the strongly attract the van der Waals forces. Friends, the more easily liquefiable gases which is the strongly attract the van der Waals force or it strongly attract the adsorbent. So look at here, students, they are given example. The surface of the charcoal, surface of charcoal, the sulfur dioxide here using the sulfur dioxide, the sulfur dioxide and the sulfur dioxide which is the strongly attract with each other, strong attract, they show the strong attraction, so it is more easily liquefiable gas, more easily liquefiable gas. Restaurants, more easily liquefiable gas, sulfur dioxide and sulfur dioxide. And the sulfur dioxide is more easily liquefiable than methane. Methane is more easily liquefiable than hydrogen gas. Restaurants, so sulfur dioxide particles is more easily liquefiable. Why? Because the sulfur dioxide one particle which show the strong intermolecular force of attraction with the next sulfur dioxides, so that's why it is the more easily liquefiable, high liquefiable, and it is less liquefiable. Right, students? The reversible nature, the physical adsorption is generally a reversible, students. Already we know that the whatever the physical adsorptions are there, they are all are reversible. All are reversible. Reversible because when the solid adsorbent surface occupying the gas particles means we have to easily remove the gas particles. For example, in your house, the window or door, so window glass surface, the many dust particles are occupying, and these dust particles are you have to easily removed. You have to easily remove while cleaning. You have to easily remove. So that's why the solid adsorbate or the gas adsorbate or the liquid adsorbate we have to easily removed. So that's why it is a reversible process. Questions? So adsorbate solid, the occupying here, right? After sometimes again adsorbate and solids are separate, so it is the reversible process. Similarly, the adsorbate gas, the adsorbate occupy surface of the adsorbent. After some time the adsorbate separate and the gas particles are separate, so this is the reversible process, students. Yes, students. Okay, the surface of the area of adsorbent, the adsorptions are increases as increase the surface area, right, students? It's correct. So if you are using the less surface area, it means the less particles are occupying on this surface. If you are using the large surface area, the more number of gas, solid or liquid particles are occupying on this surface. Right, students? So surface area increases, increasing the adsorbent surface area increases, increasing the adsorption, right? Enthalpy of adsorption, there is no doubt the physical adsorption is the exothermic process. Already I told you that when the adsorbent, when they are attract the any particle, either the gas, liquid or solid, if it attract the any particles, during in which when they are attract with each other, during in which they are emitting the amount of heat. Emitting the amount of heat is emitted. How much amount of heat is emitted? Very less, that is a 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole of amount of heat is emitted. So this process we call the enthalpy of adsorptions. When adsorbate particle attract to the adsorbent, during in which liberating amount of heat called as enthalpy of adsorption. Right, students? So next is the chemical adsorption. So chemical adsorption means the chemical bond is formed between the adsorbate and the adsorbent called as chemical adsorption. So here the adsorbate and adsorbent I will take as a P particle. So between them form a bond, either is it ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond, etc. type of bond is formed. It means the chemical bond is formed between the adsorbate and the adsorbent called as a chemical adsorptions. When the gas molecules of the atoms molecules are held together by solid surface, so solid surface of the adsorption, the termed as a chemical adsorption or chemisorption. When the gas molecules or the atoms occupy on the solid surface, the gas particle or solid particle occupy on the solid surface through a chemical bond. There forms, that is called chemical adsorptions. Example, hydrogen gas on the platinum surface. So hydrogen gas, when hydrogen gases are occupying on the surface of the platinum, right, the chemical bond either covalent or ionic in nature. Covalent or ionic nature. So sorry student, okay, hydrogen gas occupies solid surface, so the metal, it turns into the atom, right, turns into the atom. So this is we call as a this process we call as a chemical adsorptions. Right, students? Chemical adsorptions. And here students, one more, the sorry silica, which is the blue color substance. So when it absorbs the water moisture, it turns into the colorless. So it means the type of bond is formed on the when the water molecules are occupied on the surface of the silica. That chemical bond is the type of chemical bond is formed, so that's why it turns into blue to colorless, right? So chemical bond, it may be ionic or covalent in nature. The chemisorption involves the activation energy. It means students, the some chemicals occupy on the surface of the solid. For example, the any gas occupy on the surface of the solid. So when they occupy on the surface of the solid P, surface of the solid, then students, due to the some reaction occurs on this P, it needs some external energy. So that's why, that is we call the high activation energy. It means the any adsorbate can be occupied on the surface of the solid. You have to supply some external energy, either a temperature, pressure, catalyst, or some other external energy we need to formation of the chemisorptions or chemical adsorption. Characteristics of chemical adsorption: it is high specific in nature. It is highly specific, will only occurs the some possible chemical bonding and the adsorbent and adsorbent. Here it is highly chemical. The what are the adsorbent and adsorbents are there? The few favorable adsorbent attract the some favorable adsorbate. So oxidants are adsorbed on the surface of the metal. The oxides, the formation of the hydrogenases. Hydrogenesis, the transition metal due to the hydride formation. Already I think you discussed. Oxygen is absorbed on the metal, virtue of oxide form and virtue of oxide form. Look at your students. Iron metal surface, oxygens are occupying. When iron metal surface, the iron surface, oxygen particles are occupying to form the oxide Fe2O3, Fe3O4, like this structure will be formed, that is the oxides. And hydrogenesis, metal to form metal hydride. Any hydrogen gas occupy on the surface of the metal to form metal hydride. And it is irreversible. Once the adsorbent and adsorbents are bond with each other, we can't able to separate them. So it is the irreversible process. And chemical absorption also is the exothermic reactions. Right, students? It is the exothermic reactions. So the reaction is very slow here. The slow at the low temperature. The reaction takes place very slow at the low temperature. So when you apply the high temperature, high pressure or any catalyst, then the activation energy you are applied, then reaction becomes fast. So most of the chemical changes, adsorption increases rise in temperature. Most of the adsorptions are take place with the rise of temperature. The physisorption is the gas adsorb the low temperature, change into chemisorptions at the high temperature. When the doing the physisorption, the adsorbent and adsorbents and which having the low temperature, but during the chemisorption it have a high temperature. Right, students? Surface area, the chemisorption, the surface area also increases. Chemisorption increases with increasing the surface area. Surface area increases the chemisorption. It is similar to the physisorptions. Right, students? So let's see the point, the physisorption and the chemisorption difference, students. Physisorption, the adsorbent between the attend the van der Waals forces. Chemisorption, adsorbent between the attend the chemical bond. It is less specific. It is high specific in nature. Less specific, it is not strongly attract. It is high specific, strongly attract. Reversible, we easily separate the adsorbent and adsorbent. We can't able to separate here. It depend upon the nature of the gas. If gas particles which having the strong internal force of attraction, then absorption is high. It also depend upon the nature of the gas, right? Enthalpy of the adsorption and physisorption is when adsorbent attract the adsorbent, it release 20 to 40 kilojoule energy. When adsorbent attract the adsorbent in chemisorption, it release 82 to 40 kilojoule per mole of energy. Low temperature favor, it is high temperatures are favor. It appreciable, does not require the activation energy. It require activation energy. It means due to the adsorption, it cannot need any extra energy. Due to the adsorption, it require extra energy. It depend upon the surface area. It is also depend upon surface area. So it is multi-molecular layer adsorbent under high pressure. It is only the unimolecular layers. Right, students? So this is our today topic, students. If you find any doubt, ask me, students. Thank you so much.